Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for this media recap process video and walkthrough of what I have consumed for media in the month of June. If you would like to see what I'm going to do, stick around. What's up, friends? It's Jen with ChappyPlans. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for joining me for this video. Forgive me in advance, disclaimer, if I'm rusty, because I have not filmed an actual video in weeks because I've been away. And I film very, very far in advance. However, I'm filming this the day before it's supposed to go up, or 2 days before it's supposed to go up, because we've been away. I filmed as much as I could and all of that before we left for vacation, and completed as much as I could in here because actually the date today is July 8th. So that's pretty soon after the month of June to finish filling this out. So month of June was a lot, like media wise. I was able to consume quite a bit. I love having all of the things I've done in here. It does look like it's very much a hodgepodge. It's not like super formulaic and neat and whatever, but I like being able to switch up what I do on every page. So I read Lessons in Chemistry. This was a hardcover book that I read, hence the orange, which I reference if I forget what each color means here in my key. So the little stamp icon means it was a hard copy. This means I gave it more than, so 4 or 5 stars is the smiley face. And I thought this was really, really good. In fact, maybe it's 4.5 stars for me. So I read that book. We watched Thelma the Unicorn on Netflix. It was super cute. One of Nora's friends recommended it to her. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was pretty good. I forgot to put the smiley in there. We finished the last season of Parks and Rec, which was so sad, season 7. So, I listed out all of the episodes and I always do a synopsis, which I just copy from somewhere online. And then I just put a couple sentences of what I thought. Parks and Rec's probably one of my all-time favorite top 3 shows now. This is my favorite book of the year. The Women. I absolutely love this book for so many reasons. I loved the characterization. I love the drama in it. I tend to like drama and historical fiction, and following this main character, Frankie, throughout several decades, learning about the injustice women endured just for existing, especially during those years. Takes place during the Vietnam War and thereafter up until about the 80s, I think. I could read this again for sure. There were lots of quotes I felt like were relevant, but I unfortunately only had room for a few. So if you have more questions about, my thoughts on any of these things, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm happy to chat there. I also have behind the scenes bonus videos on my Patreon in this particular journal. I don't share processes for filling out these pages on my regular YouTube channel, but I'm happy to go more in detail behind the scenes and so forth on Patreon. That's always linked in my description box if you are curious. So this was Inside Out 2. We saw it on the day it opened. We absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was probably one of my favorite children's movies I've ever seen. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but let me know in the comments if you've seen it and your thoughts. And I would love to know if you thought it was better than the first one. I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 3.5 stars. And so because I loved Taylor Jenkins' read from this book, I also borrowed Daisy Jones and the Six from the library, which is the last one I just finished writing about, and I only gave it 2.5. Didn't really like it. Would love to know if you've read either and your thoughts. We watched season 1 of Abbott Elementary. It was really, really good, and I gave it 4 stars. It's a similar style to like The Office or Parks and Rec, and it's hilarious, especially if you are a teacher or know some teachers or work in a school. This is why I did not consume as much media this month, books-wise, because this book was so long. I think like a year ago, my mother-in-law was talking about how it was one of Oprah's like most read and loved books from her book club. Not that I'm a part of it, but I just was like, oh, I'm curious why. And I remembered talking about it, and then it popped up on my Libby app, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to it. It was 31 hours. If you notice, most audiobooks I listen to are somewhere between 8, maybe 12 hours worth of listening. This was 31 hours. And it was very, very like back and forth. And there were so many, I wish I had read this as a physical book. For me with ADHD, I had to keep going back and re-listening to things, and I noticed after the fact, like when I went online to try and like look up quotes and synopsis information, that there are like maps and drawings and things like that in the actual book, which would have been so helpful. I had to look up like a family tree because it takes place, it's actually considered a saga because it takes place from 1900 to 1977, and it takes place over several continents and generations, and it was a lot for my brain. I think if I had read the book, I might have given it 5 stars, but I did give it 4 stars for this audiobook. Love to know if you read it and your thoughts. Dancing for the Devil was that like one-off documentary on, I love a good documentary, especially on cults, about the TikTok dancing cult. You should definitely check it out. It's very mind-blowing. And yeah, it was a quick watch, something Matt and I watched before we left for our vacation. I gave it 3 stars. And then I listened to People We Meet on Vacation. Again, I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't great. Like, I read, the other Emily Henry book I read was Happy Place, and I think I only gave that one 3 stars too, because both of these were like highly recommended and people seem to really love. I don't know. Maybe it's just Emily Henry's style. I'm not sure what it is. If it's like the will they, won't they trope that bores me. Happy Place. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I don't know. I just was like, it was entertaining. It was a quick read. It was okay. Yeah. This one I only gave 2.5. I felt like it was lackluster. I didn't care for the format of the book, which is like an interview style. So it just bounces back and forth between all these different characters and band members in this book. And it kind of chronicles their, it does chronicle their band. But anyway, that is what I read. But I'm going to do my recap here. And I've been doing it like, I think it's kind of confusing because I combine all of the books together, even though some are audio and some are hard copy, and I like to have that distinct. So I think I'm going to separate that out. And then I did watch this month like movies and watch this month a series. But I think what I'm going to do is break it down a little bit more because I've consumed more media this month. So it's going to look a little different than it has. I'm going to use these alpha stamps from Ali Edwards. And then these are also from Ali Edwards. I'm going to do reading, listening, and watching. And then I'm going to break it down underneath those categories using these stamps from Heidi Swap. And then I also pulled, according to Ali's stickers, so I have summer reading and her ceramic tiles and reading quotes. Reading quotes, I think, is an older release. These two came out in the June release, so they're still available. You can check out my affiliate link in the description box. It's Gen 10 if you want to save on your purchase from Ali. She has some amazing stickers, and her hand lettered quotes are chef's kiss, my opinion. But I have been wrapping her forever, and I'm in love with her stickers, and she's an awesome human being. So without further ado, I think that's enough talking from me. I am literally going to probably just put music on, speed up my process, and let y'all check it out. That seems to work the best for these videos. I think it's relaxing and something you can kind of watch while you're doing your own little planner sesh or whatever it is you might be doing around your house. But as always, feel free to let me know if you have any questions about products, books that I mentioned, or shows I watched. Love your thoughts on any of them if you have watched or read or listened to any of those. And don't forget to check out my Patreon. Okay, I am going to speed up the camera and get started. So let's go. Okay, everybody, so that's going to conclude this June recap in my media journal. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my content. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out my Patreon and my affiliate links. Have a great day. Take care, and remember, you are enough. Bye.